pro wrestling is unique because the people who are successful have charisma. And I had a natural charisma. I was a natural for pro wrestling.
Hey guys, your pal Victor here, and today we're doing a bit of a jaunt out here. We are in Scottsdale, Arizona at the Green Acres Cemetery. We're going to visit the grave of Eldridge Wayne Coleman, also known as Superstar Billy Graham.
WWE legend Superstar Billy Graham has died. He was 79 years old.
Too sweet to be sour, I am the superstar!
TMZ reports that the wrestling icon died on Wednesday. His family previously revealed on a GoFundMe page Graham was facing multiple health issues. Graham was best known as a pioneer in professional wrestling.
There's more colors on my body than the rainbow in the sky, Daddy.
Well, I started wrestling in 1970 in Calgary, Alberta. Came back to the United States, took off, promoters started calling me. I was the first one to come on the scene in pro wrestling with a real physique. I was combining bodybuilding and pro wrestling together, which was almost unheard of because of the obvious strain. You have to wrestle, you have to bodybuild, and you're dealing with injuries, you're dealing with dieting, and but I did it, and I was really the first one to do those two sports simultaneously.
After inspiring a generation of wrestlers, Graham was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004.
Superstar Billy Graham was just a new dimension, redefining, evolving the term of sports entertainment.
I dabbled a little bit in pro football. I had people who were also playing pro ball who were wrestling in the off season, and they just said, "Here it is, man, take a look at it." And I took a look at it. I said, "This is tailor-made for me."
So we are in the back of the cemetery. This is an easy to spot area because of this Chinese gate right here. And I'm gonna show you where he's buried. It's really easy to find. So you come in through the gate from Hayden Road. You take it all the way back here, and he's buried not very far from another former WWF champion, Eddie Guerrero. His grave is over here.
Yes, Eddie Guerrero is really, you talk about talent, I'm sure he would be rated as one of the most talented wrestlers ever. I've always been very fond of the whole Guerrero family, really, having wrestled Chavo in 1972 in Los Angeles, going all the way back, that far back. But Eddie is really a special person, was a special person, and had a lot of influence on me, and by his conversion and commitment to Christianity, and his real, you could tell that it was true, and he was really an honest person, and it's changed, and I just felt it was an honor being around him, and he always inspired me being around him because of his manners and his softness and his gentleness and his being so accommodating and so nice and so gentlemanly and being so great in the ring and such a dedicated wrestler, and it's just it's been an amazing relationship, and he's sorely missed. He really is, you know.
So this is the grave of Eddie Guerrero, died in 2005. And you see right from Eddie's grave this tree over here. And you see this newly dug grave here. This is the grave of Superstar Billy Graham, right under this tree, next to this bench with two people sitting there. And from this angle, you can see Superstar's grave and Eddie's grave are right diagonally across from each other. So Superstar Billy Graham was very famous pro wrestler. His real name was Wayne Coleman. That's the name he's buried under here. They don't have a headstone for his grave yet. He was WWWF Champion for over a year. He was the heel. He defeated Bruno Sammartino, who I think has the longest, or one of the longest reigns as WWF Champion. Superstar was champion for almost a year. He was managed by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, one of the big managers of all time. He was part of that trifecta that guided Paul Heyman into a managerial career, along with Freddie Blassie and Captain Lou Albano. The big thing about Superstar Billy Graham was that he was the cut, chiseled, ideal version of a bodybuilding fighting man, what Vincent K. McMahon would look for in characters like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan. In fact, his name Superstar is what inspired the term WWF Superstar. His promo style was really legendary, very much inspired by Muhammad Ali. He used some of the same verbiage. His Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. And he had a very distinct look with the dyed blonde, slicked back hair. Later on, he would sport a blonde mustache with a black beard. These are elements that Hulk Hogan would take on himself later when he would lead the New World Order in World Championship Wrestling. In fact, without Superstar Billy Graham, it's very arguable that there would be no Hulk Hogan character the way you know him today, and other flashy characters that kind of followed in his mode, like the ravishing version of Rick Rude. And he came across all these characters when he wrestled for the AWA in Minnesota. He also had a long stint of runs in the original National Wrestling Alliance. Wrestled people like Dusty Rhodes. He wrestled in Japan. He was in the WWWF and also the WWF later on, where he had the, kind of a buff, bald, black beard, yellow mustache, Hollywood Hogan look. And later on, he did sign a Legends deal with him in 2021. Unfortunately, towards the end of his life, he was plagued with lots of health problems. Throughout his life, a lot of people didn't expect him to live as long as he did. He was just a trooper there, and he hung in. But sadly, he passed away after a long infection here in the Mayo Clinic. He's originally from Paradise Valley, which is a very nice area, about a half an hour north of here. And born, lived, and passed away here in Arizona. Superstar Billy Graham, Eldridge Wayne Coleman. There you go. Coming through the street, see this gate right under the tree. No headstone yet. He was just interred on Friday. But the easiest way to find him, where Eddie Guerrero is buried, right there in between this headstone and that headstone. Just make a beeline right there. And like I said, I've done a video here before about Eddie Guerrero, and like I said, he used to have a much bigger headstone. It was supposed to be a shared grave with him and his wife then. Like, this is the plot right here where it would have been. This was a double plot. This was much bigger and had a picture in the middle, and it was shortened about a year or two ago. To this. So there you go. Check out our site for more interesting videos and journeys here at Cult Classics in our series Cult Following. See you guys.